When disaster strikes and the power goes out, most people panic about food, but smart preppers know there are 6 specific canned foods that can keep you fed, healthy, and mentally strong for months, even years, without refrigeration or cooking. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal these 6 crisis-proof canned foods that emergency experts swear by, why food banks are running short on some of them, and the market disruptions that are making certain items harder to find. Plus, I'll share storage secrets that can extend their shelf life up to 10 years. Welcome to Financial Area, where we help you build financial security and prepare for uncertain times. If you want to protect your family's food security while saving money, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more practical financial tips. Let's start with the protein powerhouses that should form the backbone of any emergency food supply. First up is canned chicken, and this isn't just any protein option. It's the ultimate game changer when refrigeration becomes a distant memory. Unlike other canned proteins that can be overwhelming in flavor, canned chicken has a neutral taste that makes it incredibly versatile. You can literally eat it straight from the can without any heating, which is crucial when fuel is scarce or non-existent. What makes canned chicken so valuable during emergencies is its adaptability. You can whip up a quick chicken salad with just a packet of mayo, toss it into ramen noodles for an instant protein boost, or wrap it in tortillas for a handheld meal that requires 0 cooking. The fact that it comes in both family-sized and single-serve portions means you can manage your resources effectively when every meal counts. But here's something most people don't know. The market for canned chicken is getting tighter. Recent reports show rising grocery prices for non-perishables, drives to and by tariffs on tin and steel. Food banks across the country are reporting shortages of canned meats, which makes personal stockpiles even more critical. This isn't just a temporary blip, it's a trend that's expected to continue. Now, let's talk storage secrets that preppers have been using for decades. When stored in a cool, dry place away from direct heat, canned chicken maintains its quality for 3 to 5 years according to manufacturers. But seasoned preppers will tell you a different story. They've successfully consumed canned chicken that was 8, even 10 years past its best-by date. The key is proper rotation and inspection, but the reliability factor here is enormous. The second protein powerhouse you need is canned chili with meat, and this goes far beyond simple nutrition. When your kitchen goes quiet and the stove is out of commission, canned chili becomes more than food. It becomes comfort. This is a complete meal in a can, protein from the meat, fiber from the beans, and a blend of seasonings that provide both warmth and psychological satisfaction. The beauty of canned chili is its no-stove convenience. You can eat it straight from the can during power outages or fuel shortages. Mix it with rice to stretch it further, layer it over bread for substance, or enjoy it as is. The versatility factor is incredible, but the comfort factor is what really sets it apart during stressful times. The canned chili market is experiencing fascinating dynamics right now. Experts are warning of price increases between 9 and 15% due to tariffs and supply chain issues. Manufacturers are scrambling to find ways to buffer these increases, but disruptions in can availability have actually slowed production for some major brands. Despite these challenges, the market is projected to reach $2 to $3 billion globally by 2030. What's driving this growth isn't just crisis preparedness. It's innovation. New flavors like slow-simmered Angus beef chili are keeping the market fresh and appealing to everyday consumers. This reflects a growing demand for convenient, ready-to-eat meals, especially as people become more aware of potential supply disruptions. Canned chili offers something that goes beyond nutrition. It provides emotional grounding. In uncertain times, familiar flavors can be psychologically stabilizing. Having quality canned chili on hand is a smart move that offers both sustenance and a sense of normalcy when everything else feels chaotic. Now let's move to the nutritional foundations that will keep your body running efficiently during extended crises. Canned lentils might not be the flashiest item in your pantry, but they're an absolute nutritional powerhouse that deserves serious respect. Packed with both protein and fiber, they help maintain steady energy levels and keep hunger at bay during the most stressful periods. Like our previous items, they're ready to eat straight from the can, which saves both precious time and fuel when resources are limited. The pulse market, which includes lentils, is experiencing some interesting fluctuations right now. Global lentil production has actually jumped by 15% in top-producing regions like Canada, which sounds like good news. However, regional challenges are highlighting just how fragile these supply chains really are. Droughts in Turkey, for example, have significantly impacted their harvest, while trade policies are adding another layer of complexity. China's duties on Canadian pulses and various tariff changes are creating market volatility that affects both prices and availability. Some farmers are actually holding back inventory, hoping for better prices down the line, which can limit immediate availability for consumers. Expert projections suggest that if yields remain steady, the market should rebalance soon, but soon in agriculture can mean months or even years. Here's the encouraging part. Consumer access to lentils has increased by nearly 100% in the past year. There's growing demand for organic and value-added lentil products, but this also means it's wise to stock up before prices shift again. The window of good availability and reasonable prices might not stay open indefinitely. Canned lentils are incredibly flexible beyond just emergency use. You can stir them into soups for instant protein, form them into hearty patties with some basic seasonings, or top off a rice bowl for a complete meal. They adapt to almost any cuisine and provide real resilience against supply chain disruptions. The fourth essential item is canned potatoes, and I know what you're thinking. Canned potatoes are bland and mushy, but that's where most people get it wrong. When used correctly, canned potatoes become a reliable lifeline when fresh produce becomes scarce or unaffordable. Canned potatoes come pre-peeled and partially cooked, which means they're ready to use, with just a can opener. But here's the key. Don't eat them straight from the can. With just a little roasting, they can become deliciously crisp on the outside and soft on the inside. They're perfect for soups, curries, or as a quick side dish that adds real substance to any meal. The global potato situation is more precarious than most people realize. Shortages driven by droughts, crop diseases, and supply chain upheavals are hitting regions from the United States to Russia hard. In Russia, potato prices have jumped by over 160% year over year, prompting actual government interventions. These aren't temporary fluctuations. They represent fundamental challenges in agricultural production. Canned potatoes offer something that fresh potatoes simply cannot: longevity and security. Unopened cans can stay edible for up to 5 years, far outlasting fresh potatoes that might sprout or rot within weeks. In times of shortage or supply disruption, they provide continuity and food security that's invaluable. Beyond survival applications, canned potatoes invite real creativity in the kitchen. You can mash them into casseroles, toss them into pasta dishes for added substance, or even air fry them for a comforting crunch. They're versatile enough for both budget meals and comfort dishes, making them valuable for everyday use as well as emergency preparedness. Now let's talk about the comfort and morale boosters, items that provide more than just calories and nutrition. Canned coconut milk represents something special in crisis preparedness. It's a dairy-free alternative that provides both rich calories and psychological comfort. When fresh dairy becomes unavailable or unreliable, coconut milk steps in as a creamy, shelf-stable substitute that's packed with healthy fats. During high-stress periods when energy is low, those calories and that creamy texture can be genuine morale boosters. The coconut milk market has faced significant disruptions recently that are worth understanding. A major supplier shut down operations in late 2024, pushing prices to record highs, a trend that's expected to continue well into 2025. Production in key exporting countries like the Philippines and Indonesia has dropped by about 20%, which has shrunk global supply and driven up costs across the board. In Malaysia, coconut milk prices have nearly doubled in just 2 years, with even sharper increases in other regions. Despite these fluctuations, the sector continues growing, with the global market positioned to surpass $2 billion soon. This growth is driven partly by the plant-based trend, but also by people recognizing the value of shelf-stable alternatives to dairy products. Canned coconut milk isn't just a backup option, it's a genuine lifeline during disruptions. It won't spoil sitting on your shelf, and it adds richness and creaminess to otherwise bland emergency meals. Whether you're stirring it into rice, enriching a soup, or blending it into coffee, it brings both comfort and longevity in one convenient package. The demand for plant-based diets is actually fueling innovation in this space, with manufacturers introducing new canned formats, flavors, and coconut milk-based drinks and desserts. This ensures that coconut milk will remain a smart, long-term staple for any well-prepared pantry. Finally, we have what might be the most underestimated item on this list: canned bread. When baking becomes impossible and fresh bread becomes unreliable, canned bread transforms into a genuine pantry hero. It has a dense, muffin-like texture with a hint of sweetness that's both comforting and versatile. You simply open the can, slice, and enjoy. No fuel or preparation needed. The psychological value of canned bread during crises cannot be overstated. Familiar foods make an enormous difference when everything else feels uncertain and stressful. Canned bread's retro charm isn't just nostalgia, it's practical psychology. Supply chain disruptions and rising commodity costs have made fresh bread less reliable in many areas, leading to renewed interest in shelf-stable alternatives. Interestingly, in Japan, themed survival breads tied to popular anime characters are flying off shelves, thanks to their 5 to 7 year shelf life and appealing packaging. Emergency preparedness programs are reporting higher demand for kid-friendly options, noting that familiar flavors help reduce stress during evacuations and power outages. Canned bread has a surprisingly long history. It dates back to the late 1920s in New England, where nearly 1 million cans are still produced annually. The longevity is impressive, with a best buy span of at least 2 years, though many people safely consume it far beyond that time frame. Brands are innovating with new flavor, portion sizes, and healthier versions including gluten-free, low-sugar, and organic options to match long-term health-conscious habits. Single-serve sizes and nostalgic packaging make it easy to stock, rotate, and consume without waste. For practical use, canned bread delivers familiarity, ease, and morale in equal measure. Pair it with peanut butter or jam, layer it with chili, or enjoy it straight from the can. In any shortage scenario, that dependable comfort can be genuinely priceless. Before we wrap up, let's talk about building and maintaining your resilient pantry using these 6 essentials. Stock rotation is absolutely critical for long-term food security. Always use your oldest cans first and replace them regularly. This ensures nothing goes to waste and that you're always prepared with fresh supplies. Label your cans with purchase dates if the printed dates aren't clear, and organize your storage so older items are easily accessible. Storage best practices can dramatically extend the life of these canned goods. Keep them in a cool, dry place, away from direct heat sources like water heaters or heating vents. Inspect cans regularly for signs of damage. Bulging, deep dents, or rust are all red flags that indicate compromised food safety. When stored properly, these 6 items can provide years of reliable nutrition and comfort. Don't limit these foods to emergency use only. Integrate them into your regular meal planning to stay familiar with their flavors and uses. Experiment with recipes that combine canned chicken, lentils, potatoes, coconut milk, chili, and bread. This practice keeps your skills sharp and ensures you're not trying to figure out how to use these items for the first time during an actual crisis. Stay informed about market trends and supply chain developments. Rising prices, tariffs, and production disruptions can affect both availability and cost. By keeping track of these trends, you can adjust your purchasing habits and stock up when prices are favorable or supplies are plentiful. Remember, in times of crisis, food provides more than just physical sustenance. It offers comfort, stability, and normalcy when everything else feels uncertain. These 6 canned foods represent more than emergency supplies. They're building blocks for resilience, peace of mind, and financial security. The smart money is on being prepared before where you need to be. While others panic when shelves empty and prices spike, you'll have the comfort of knowing your family is fed, your budget is protected, and your stress levels can stay manageable. If this video helped you think differently about food security and emergency preparedness, make sure to like it and subscribe to Financial Area for more practical tips on building financial resilience. What's your experience with canned foods for emergency preparedness? Drop a comment below and let us know which of these 6 items you think is most essential, or share your own storage tips with the community. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday, but the second best time is right now.